Excellent. This is exactly the kind of trickery I'm paying you for.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the notable times Matt Groening's classic cartoon family, The Simpsons, took aim at politics.
This is for the Commonwealth of Australia.
Number 10. Birch Barlo. First appearing in the episode Sideshow Bob Roberts, this rotund conservative pundit was a parody of the late controversial radio host Rush Limbaugh. Barlo was the host of a local radio station in Springfield who worked tirelessly to make sure that Sideshow Bob became mayor of the town.
My friends, isn't this just typical? Another intelligent conservative here, railroaded by our liberal justice system.
Like with Limbaugh, Barlow's politics turn off a lot of people, but they manage to appeal to regular Joes like Homer for some mysterious reason.
But for some reason, this Birch Barlo really speaks to me.
Good morning, fellow freedom likers.
In portraying the character, Harry Shearer gets down Limbaugh's mannerisms and cadence and his over-the-top bombast.
Our six-term mayor, the illiterate, tax-cheating, wife-swapping, pot-smoking, spendocrat, Diamond Joe Quimby.
Number 9. The Australian Prime Minister. Occasionally, The Simpsons makes fun of politics in countries other than the United States, with Australia being a notable example. In Bart vs. Australia, the government of Australia was shown in a less than flattering light.
And I want to speak to Dr. Bart Simpson right now.
Hold, please.
A member of parliament was a pig farmer with a coarse blue-collar accent, and the prime minister was a hick drinking beer while floating in the middle of a pond.
That's a bloody outrage, it is! I want to take this all the way to the Prime Minister!
This insulting depiction was no doubt one of the many reasons why the people of Australia took issue with the episode when it first aired.
Aye, mates. What's the good word?
Number 8. Sideshow Bob Runs for Mayor. If there's one person who shouldn't be in public service, it's Sideshow Bob. That's mainly because of his attempts to murder Bart Simpson, among others. This does not stop Springfield from voting Bob as mayor, and unsurprisingly, he abuses his power.
No, Bart, don't you see? Dead people can't vote.
Later, it's revealed that Bob rigged the election by having dead people vote for him, which prompts the maniacal mayor to go on a tirade about how people clamor to be ruled by right-wing tyrants.
We want the truth.
You want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Kelsey Grammer, who voices Bob, is a real-life conservative, and it's fun to watch the actor satirize his own political views.
But why?
Because you need me, Springfield.
Number 7. Apus' immigration dilemma. When Springfield votes on a proposition that would get rid of illegal immigrants, Apu finds himself in trouble as he's been living in the US without documentation. The whole episode focuses on Apus' plight as an undocumented immigrant and the struggles and prejudice that immigrants face.
I cannot deny my roots, and I cannot keep up this charade. I only did it because I love this land, where I have the freedom to say and to think and to charge whatever I want. I want to stay, but as the real me.
Fortunately, Apu is able to pass the citizenship test and be naturalized before the proposition passes.
Okay, Apu, stay awake and stay focused. Cotton Mather.
Much has been said about how The Simpsons uses Apu as the butt of jokes, but this episode makes Apu a fuller character, giving him more depth.
Yes, I am a citizen. Now which way to the welfare office?
Number 6. Twirling Towards Freedom. In the Treehouse of Horror segment Citizen Kang, Kang and Kodos kidnap Bill Clinton and Bob Dole, impersonating the two presidential candidates.
Well, thanks for taking care of Dole for me. Hey!
Trying to pass off as human, the pair nevertheless exhibit odd behavior. But the highlight has to be Clinton's speech at the debate where the soaring rhetoric gets absurd.
My fellow Americans, as a young boy, I dreamed of being a baseball.
The speech manages to be as generic as a traditional politician stump speech, but also goofy because of its inhumanity. Bill Clinton is a great target for political satire, which The Simpsons frequently made fun of.
We must move forward, not backward, upward, not forward, and always twirling, twirling, twirling towards freedom.
Number 5. Homer's political talk show. After a video of Homer ranting goes viral, he becomes a talking head on a cable news network, and eventually gets his own show called Gut Check.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's already happening, people.
Hoard your toilet paper. Shoot the mailman!
Unsurprisingly, Homer's show focuses more on over-the-top delivery than it does substantive content. However, Homer's everyman shtick resonates enough with audiences that the Republican Party lets him pick their presidential candidate that year.
I command you to vote for this man whom I alone have selected as your next president. I'll baptize his candidacy with my tears.
His choice is none other than right-wing eccentric Ted Nugent in a hilarious guest spot. Gut Check is a spot-on parody of over-the-top political rhetoric that was popular at the time with political hosts like Glenn Beck.
Well, for one brief, glorious moment, I was almost president. Sort of, not really. Now let me just play a sweet song that I'll never hear.
Number 4. Lisa becomes president. A casino manager gives Bart a peek into the future where Lisa becomes president, but her presidency is full of hardships. The country is heavily in debt, with creditor nations demanding their money, and Bart makes things harder when he moves into the White House.
Bart, we're having a meeting.
We had a meeting this morning.
I have a lot of meetings. I'm the president.
Of what? The United States of Dorksylvania?
The episode has lots of jabs at US politics, but perhaps the most noteworthy gag was the unwittingly accurate prediction that Donald Trump would one day become president himself.
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it, Secretary Van Houten?
We're broke.
Given the trillions of dollars of debt the US is in, this could be the country's future.
I will not mince words. Your country needs you. That's why today I'm proposing a temporary refund adjustment.
Number 3. Homer gets a gun. This episode explores the Second Amendment and gun culture in America, making fun of how easy it was for someone like Homer to get a gun and his irresponsible gun ownership.
Just give me my gun.
Sorry, the law requires a 5-day waiting period. We've got to run a background check.
5 days, but I'm mad now.
Homer and Marge end up having a large disagreement over whether a gun makes you safer or exposes your family to more danger. The episode wasn't entirely anti-gun, but was able to poke fun at the subject.
Homer, I don't want guns in my house. Don't you remember when Maggie shot Mr. Burns?
I thought Smithers did it.
That would have made a lot more sense.
One of the funniest parts of the episode was Homer frantically waiting for his background check to clear while Tom Petty's The Waiting is overheard in the background. Number 2. Mr. Burns runs for governor. In this classic episode from Season 2, the billionaire power plant mogul makes his gubernatorial bid after the state government issues hefty fines for regulatory violations.
However, I will not overlook the 342 violations I have observed at your plant today.
C. Montgomery Burns does not have a natural personality for politics. So, his campaign staff has to be creative to make him presentable.
Their job to turn this Mr. Burns into this.
Why are my teeth showing like that?
Because you're smiling.
Ah, excellent.
The whole episode points out how fake the performative arts of politics are, as Mr. Burns uses every opportunity to pivot to his campaign rhetoric. The ending, where Marge ruins Mr. Burns' prospects, was a nice heaping helping of karma.
All right, three-eyed fish.
Can I have your plate, Mr. Burns?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Homer fights George Bush. This moment stems from a previous dispute between George H.W. Bush and The Simpsons. President Bush called out the animated family in a political speech, and the show decided to return the favor by dedicating an episode to Poppy.
Where'd you get those pajamas?
They're presidential pajamas. You have to be president. And you're not president.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. Bar!
In the episode, the Bushes move next door to The Simpsons, but unfortunately for Mr. Bush, Bart antagonizes him endlessly, starting a feud between the families.
Hiding behind your goons, eh, Bush? Oh! Well, you are a wimp!
The episode makes fun of Bush's reputation for being reserved and uptight, essentially turning him into Mr. Wilson from Dennis the Menace. The fight between Bush and Homer at the end of the episode is nothing short of epic.
Yay, Dad!
What's What's your favorite political moment from The Simpsons? Let us know in the comments.
We are merely exchanging long protein strings. If you can think of a simpler way, I'd like to hear it.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.